landforming processes. And today we are going to discuss about the introduction to landforming processes. And the introduction, deep beneath the earth crust, dynamic processes produce the natural physical features known as landforms. And the tectonic forces have been at work since the beginning of Earth's formation, causing processes including folding, and volcanic eruptions. And examining these landforming processes can help us better understand the factors that create Earth's dynamic landscape. A few of the mechanisms studied in this discipline include different types of Earth motions and the geological features that result from them. And we have the image of the layer of the Earth. We have the crust on the outer layer. We have the mantle, outer core, and the inner core. And our learning objectives, or by the end of this lesson, we should be able to explain the different types of landforming processes and their roles. We should be able to distinguish between horizontal or lateral movements and vertical movements. And we should also be able to identify and describe the geological features resulting from horizontal and vertical earth movements. Uh, we should also we should also be able to understand the cause of earth movement, including the magma movement, gravitational force, and convectional current and isostatic adjustment. Welcome. And more of these, the references include the KLB Geography Book 2, Certificate Geography, and let me share my screen now. Yeah, under topic 1, under the introduction to landforming process, you see that landforms which are naturally occurring physical features are the results of processes taking place. And deep under the earth, uh, movements in the earth crust cause them, and the procedures like folding, and volcanic eruptions are all included in this group. The internal terrain forming mechanisms that dictate how landforms are created are described in detail below. We have number one, that is the movement kind and intensity. Number two is the movement scale, Earth's age, and composition of materials. And we start by the Earth movement. Displacement of Earth's crustal rocks. The Earth movements involve the displacement of the Earth's crustal rocks, and they are the result of tectonic forces that began and are still active deep within the Earth. These include gravitational forces, which draw objects toward the Earth's center, and shear and compressive forces which bend the Earth. There are two methods in which planets move. Number one is the horizontal or lateral, or we call it orogenic movements. We have the vertical and aberogenic movement, and we start by discussing the horizontal Earth movements. Alterations that occur in the crust's constituent components on an horizontal plane, that is shear, compression, and tensional stress operating in three different directions, are the causes of them. We have the cracks. Cracks or fractures may occur as a result of the stretching and straining of crustal materials caused by tensional stresses. And when these crustal elements are crushed further and more quickly than they can be released, faults are created. Shear forces causes crustal rock to break into multiple strata or even move past one another. And the following traits result from a horizontal shift in the earth. Faults, rift valleys, folding mountains, escarpment, basin tilt blocks, and mountains are the features that are formed. Now we are going to discuss about the vertical earth movements. Any change is said that any change that occur along the central surface or radial planes of the earth, the Vertical earth movement involve any change that occur along the central surface or radial planes of the earth, and the subsidence, sinking or dragging downward of crustal rocks is one effect of these motions. The upward movement of crustal elements, also referred to as uplift or upwarping, and when there is greater uplift on one side, the crustal rocks are tilted or sheared in the vertical plane. The terrain can be made up of elevated cliffs, tilt blocks, rift valleys, plateaus, escarpments, and basins. We now discuss the causes of earth movement. The following are the main causes of earth movement. We have the magma movement within the earth crust, gravitational force, convectional currents in the mantle, isostatic adjustment, and we start by discussing the magma movements within the earth crust. Magma is so strong that it may move crustal material vertically as well as horizontally. And when the magma escapes there is when the magma escapes the reservoir, it leaves behind empty spaces that pull the crustal materials inward. We talk about the gravitational force. The Earth's gravitational pull causes crustal rock to fill the holes left behind as magma flows from a reservoir. And number three is the convectional currents within the mantle. Convectional currents in the mantle magma causes friction, which with crustal materials, it is possible for a current to flow both vertically and horizontally. We have the isostatic adjustment. The Sial and Sima layers are equalizing as a result of upward movement of continental masses. The system is balanced when there is isostasy in both the Sial and Sima levels. It may be affected by land-based ice sheet melting and continental erosion. The continental masses rise as a result of the lower load. And that is the end of my presentation. We have some of the, let me share the pictures. We have the images of mountain range. There is an example of the image of a mountain range. And we have the diagram showing the movement of the earth and the structure of the earth. Thank you.